Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Right, so in this video, I'm going to discuss about our discussion for chapter 5, state of matter, which is for chapter 5.3, solid. So we have already discussed for chapter 5.1, gas, okay, for 5.2, liquid, and 5.3, solid. Alright, so this is the video. So these are the learning outcomes for our lesson. Alright, so by the end of this session, you should be able to number one, to explain the fixed shape of a solid. Okay, number two, you can explain, you are able to apply the kinetic concept to explain the following process of freezing, which is also known as solidification. Okay, number two, melting, also known as fusion, and number three is sublimation, and number four is deposition. Okay, right, so let us go into the next learning outcome. Number three, we are going to differentiate between amorphous and crystalline solids, and number four is we are going to state the following types of crystalline solids with appropriate examples such as metallic, ionic, molecular covalent, and giant covalent. Alright, so what is solid? Okay, these are the general properties of solids. So the general properties of solids: solid state exhibits specific features that differentiate it from the other two states of matter. Okay, so solid ataupun pepejal dia menunjukkan ciri-ciri yang khusus yang membezakan solid dengan dua jenis state of matter yang lain, keadaan jirim yang lain. So, apakah ciri-ciri dia? Okay, the general properties for solid. So, the first one is definite shape and volume. Okay. Number two is incompressibility. Okay. Number three, many solid will form a crystals. Okay. And it is extremely slow diffusion. Okay. So, definite shape and volume. Okay. Bentuk, bentuk dan isi padu yang tetap. Okay. Definite shape and volume. Okay, incompressibility, tidak boleh dimampatkan, and then it form crystals and extremely slow diffusion. Okay, kadar resapan yang sangat perlahan. Okay, so next one, what is a fixed shape of solid? Bentuk tetap sesuatu solid. So any matter that is a solid has a definite shape and definite volume. Apa-apa saja jirim yang merupakan pepejal mempunyai bentuk yang tetap dan isi padu yang tetap. Okay, so the molecule in solid are fixed position and close together. Okay, dia terletak dalam keadaan yang tetap dan rapat di antara satu sama lain. Okay, so ini adalah contoh solid lah. Okay. Next, in principle, solid, liquid and gas states are inconvertible. Dia boleh bertukar di antara satu ke satu bentuk yang lain. So this is liquid, this is solid, this is gas. Jadi daripada gas change to solid, from solid change to liquid. Okay, solid pepejal, bertukar kepada liquid is melting, peleburan. Okay, dan proses yang terbalik dia adalah freezing. Berbalik adalah freezing. Next one is sublimation. Solid terus bertukar kepada gas, sublime, pemejal wapan. Okay. And from gas to solid is deposition. Next one is from liquid to gas is vaporization. From gas to liquid is condensation. So this is the principle untuk penukaran bentuk fizikal bagi solid, liquid dan gas. Okay, what is freezing ataupun solidification? Freezing or solidification is a process which liquid changes into solid. Okay, pepejal terbentuk daripada cecair. So as temperature decreases, the kinetic energy of molecules decreases. It makes the particle of liquid move slower. Okay, dia akan bergerak dengan perlahan, and the particles cannot overcome the intermolecular forces. Jadi partikel-partikel ini dia tidak boleh mengatasi daya antara molekul. Intermolecular forces is strong enough to hold particles together in a fixed and orderly arrangement. So dia akan menjadi apa? Solid ataupun pembekuan. The next process is melting. So melting is a process di mana solid bertukar kepada liquid. Solid changes into liquid. As the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of molecule also increases. And solid particles gain enough energy upon heating. Jadi dia mempunyai tenaga yang mencukupi bila kita panaskan dia. And particles will vibrate energetically. Dia akan bergerak dengan sangat bertenaga. At melting point, particles have enough energy to overcome attractive forces between them. So particles are free to move. Jadi akhirnya particle akan bergerak bebas. The next process is sublimation. Sublimation or pemejal wapan. This is the process di mana solid changes directly into gas without undergoes liquid phase. Dia tidak melalui proses menjadi cecair. So the process example is dry ice. Dry ice ni adalah ais kering. Ais kering. So selalunya ais kalau dia kita pegang dia dalam keadaan sejuk, bila dia kita biarkan dalam keadaan room temperature, dia akan menjadi liquid. But untuk carbon dioxide ada room temperature di mana satu pressure 1 atm, dia akan bertukar terus kepada vapor. Jadi this is because as the temperature increases, kinetic energy also increases. And the particles have enough energy to overcome intermolecular force and escape as gas. Okay, ni contoh dia adalah carbon dioxide lah. Water cannot. Kalau water liquid daripada solid, ice dia perlu jadi air dahulu. Deposition adalah dia terbalik daripada gas change into solid. As the temperature decreases, okay, kinetic energy of particles decreases, makes the particle lose energy and move slower. Dia akan bergerak dengan lebih perlahan. This makes the particle cannot overcome the intermolecular forces. Okay, intermolecular force is strong enough to hold particles together in a fixed and orderly arrangement. Okay, dia akan memegang zarah-zarah bersama-sama di dalam susunan yang tetap dan teratur. Okay, alright. Next, we are going to discuss about jenis-jenis solid, two types of solid. We have amorphous solid. Amorphous solid is a solid that lacks a regular 3D arrangement of atom, and it is formed when a saturated liquid is cooled rapidly. Example for glass, plastic material, and formation of rubber. Okay, dia akan disejukkan dengan kadar yang sangat pantas. Dia akan menghasilkan amorphous solid. While the next type of solid is crystalline solid. Okay, solid crystal. Solid crystal is a solid that possesses rigid and long-range order. Its atoms, molecules, or ions occupy a specific position. The crystalline solid is formed when a saturated liquid is cooled slowly. Okay, crystalline solid ini terhasil bila liquid kita sejukkan secara perlahan. Dia berbeza dengan amorphous. Kalau amorphous, dia disejukkan dengan kadar yang sangat cepat. Okay. So this is the example of crystalline solid. Okay. So kita ada amorphous tadi. Okay. While crystalline also divide into 4 types. Okay. Dia terbagi kepada 4 jenis. The first crystalline is giant covalent solid. Okay, the next one is covalent solid, okay, metallic bonding, and ionic solid. Apakah perbezaan di antara solid? Okay, so kita ada crystalline and amorphous. Okay, kalau kita tengok kepada crystalline, crystalline has a well-defined shape. Okay, manakala amorphous, particles are randomly arranged and have no well-defined shape. Jadi amorphous ni dia apa? Dia disusun dengan secara rawak sahaja. Okay, tiada bentuk yang tetap. Tapi kalau crystalline, dia mempunyai bentuk yang tetap. Okay, number 2, the difference is number 2 is it is formed when saturated liquid is cooled slowly. Dia disejukkan, okay, secara perlahan. While amorphous is formed when, okay, the solid is saturated liquid is cooled rapidly, dengan pantas. Okay, so perbezaan yang ketiga is it have a sharp melting and boiling point, while amorphous have definite melting, non-definite melting and boiling point. So contohnya dia mempunyai melting point pada suhu yang kekal tetap So katalah tetap dia pada temperature 40 degree Celsius. Tapi kalau amorphous dia ada wide range dia mempunyai julak yang besar. Okay, and then the last one is the example So the example is sugar and ice. So the example of amorphous is glass and rubber. Okay, so kita tengok apakah dia metallic solids. So metallic solid is arranged in a closed packed structure. It is soft to hard, low to high melting point. It is a good conductor of heat and electricity. And it is also composed of atoms of the same metal linked together by metallic bond. So kita dah belajar metallic bond in the previous chapter, chapter 4. So apa-apa saja yang menggunakan metallic bond dia adalah metallic solid. Okay, example kita gunakan all metallic elements such as sodium, magnesium and iron. Okay, so this is the arrangement of metallic solid, crystalline solid in sodium metal. Okay, next one is ionic crystal. Ionic crystal is any ionic compound which is dia mempunyai lattice point yang diisi oleh cation dan juga anion, and it is held together by electrostatic attraction yang dipanggil ionic bond. Kita dah belajar ionic bond di dalam chapter 4 And then it is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, dia adalah pengalir haba dan suhu yang haba dan elektrik yang tidak bagus. And then it is from hard, brittle. It has hard, brittle, high melting point. Okay, keras, rapuh dan mempunyai melting point yang tinggi. So this is the example. Cesium chloride, zinc sulfate and calcium sulfate. Right, the next one is molecular covalent solid. So molecular covalent solid is a composed of molecule held together by intermolecular force, which is normally dia merupakan van der Waals ataupun hydrogen bonds. It has a low melting point and soft. It is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. So the example of this molecule or ion compound is oxygen, covalent, water, iodine and ammonia. So this is the example kita boleh membentuk ice. Okay, dia ada hydrogen bond. Next, giant covalent solid. Giant covalent solid dia merupakan molekul yang sangat besar ataupun also known as macromolecules. It is composed of atoms linked together by covalent bond. And the example of giant covalent solids are diamond, graphite and silicon dioxide. So this is the fullerene, Bachmann fullerene structure, and this is graphite. Okay, example of graphite. So this is the summary for this topic. Type of crystalline solid is divided into 4. Kita ada 4 iaitu ionic. We have ionic. Okay, we have ionic here. We have metallic solid. We have molecular covalent solid, and we also have giant covalent crystal. So the example of ionic solid is ionic compound, sodium chloride. So the intermolecular force ataupun bonding that help them is ionic bond. So another, the next one is metal. Okay, all metals such as ferrum, iron, sodium, and magnesium has a metallic bonding. Okay, right. And then the next one is molecular covalent solid. All covalent molecule, simple molecules. Okay, another example adalah H2O. So the intermolecular force that arises in this structure is van der Waals forces. Okay, the last one is giant covalent. Example, kita boleh gunakan diamond and graphite. So you can use all these example in your exam question. Okay, and then intermolecular force dia adalah covalent bond dan juga apa? Covalent bond and van der Waals forces. Okay, so this one masih lagi summary. Okay, alright, so kita tengok dekat general properties lah. Okay, perbezaan yang paling ketara, dia mempunyai beberapa general properties. So you can read from here. Ionic, dia mempunyai electrostatic attraction, hard brittle, high melting point, poor conductor of heat and electricity. So you can read the example here. Kita ada sodium fluoride, sodium chloride, lithium fluoride, magnesium oxide, and calcium carbonate. So the next one is another example for covalent. So the force that holding them is covalent bond. Okay, it has a high melting point, hard and poor heat of electricity and conductor. Poor conductor of heat and electricity. So this is the example. Okay, molecular. Okay, molecular covalent. Okay, dispersion force, dipole forces, hydrogen bonding. Okay, and then metallic structure is metallic bonding. So example yang ada di sini adalah sodium, magnesium, iron and copper. Okay, alright. So I think that's all for our subtopic solid. Thank you.